The South Dakota Stories, Volume 7. My trip to South Dakota was the best summer ever. Now I don't need to go to Mars, because I've been to the Badlands. And I caught a bigger walleye than Dad when we went to the Missouri River. Then I rode my bike through these huge rocks called needles. Ooh, I also saw my first herd of bison, even a fuzzy furry baby one. I can't wait to go back and see more. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Cybersecurity is no longer a nice-to-have. In today's environment of heightened cyber attacks, protection is critical for organizations of all sizes. CrowdStrike protects everyone from small businesses to large enterprises, including over half the Fortune 500. Our winning platform is validated, tested, and certified. When it comes to cybersecurity, why choose anyone but the leader? CrowdStrike. We stop breaches. Learn more at crowdstrike.com.
This is an Off the Tongue podcast.
Hey, everybody, Doug.
Greg.
And this is Mike.
And we are the It's Funny That Makes It Okay podcast, part of the Off the Tongue podcast network. And who else might be on the Off the Tongue podcast network, you might ask? Well, you got the Greener Grass podcast. We got Teach a Dummy, Skate Ohio, the original Copycats, and Pint Pals podcast. So make sure to check all them out and give us a listen as well. Hey, welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show. If it's your first time for listening, we apologize right up front because you're going to get done and say, wow, I just wasted an entire hour. I cannot believe it. Or thereabouts. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more.
We're hoping for them that it's just an hour.
It's just an hour. Everybody's hoping for that. Listen, I got to address something from last week. We tried different things here. Some things work, some things don't. Last week we thought we're going to have Mike podcast from a 55-gallon drum. It didn't work out very well, so we kind of scrapped. I just didn't like that.
I thought it worked really well. It sounded like he was in a 55-gallon drum.
So we're going to try something this week. We got him doing it by telegraph. How you doing, Mike? Oh. All right, no, just kidding. Mike's back. We had technical difficulties last week, so we didn't banish him to the 55-gallon drum. He was at the table. It just didn't sound like it. Welcome, Mike. Welcome back.
I mean, it was worth a shot, right?
That's right. All right.
Yes,
so
I'm seeing his little blips in the track there.
Wow. I didn't know Mike was going to show his little blips tonight.
He's blipping.
I'm on sonar now.
All right. Well, tonight, we just have, I think I got one thing in the intro. We haven't done this segment in a long time, but I found a article about a stupid law in Illinois. I thought, what else? So I found some crazy laws. We used to do that. We used to be a regular, and we kind of quit. And you just switch it up. So I found some crazy laws.
There's probably tons of them in Illinois.
I'm going to talk about one, and then we got some from other states as well.
Oh, okay.
So I've got a few music-related stories. We have an old man who got arrested they found him. He was out, had a shotgun. He hit it when people drove by.
You'd want to hide it when people drive by.
The inventor of karaoke died. We had a segment, I don't know, a couple months ago about we had to come up with our Mount Rushmore of karaoke songs, or our 4-song list.
Can you invent karaoke? Why didn't people sing the music? I mean,
I think he invented the machine.
People in the Middle Ages, they probably sang to,
Some caveman was beating on a log.
That is karaoke.
Boo. Ugg sucks. Boo.
Meanwhile, somebody's scribbling the lyrics on the wall of the cave.
Yeah. Tyrannosaurus Rex taunting. Ah! Yay. And then we got a few, just some, I don't know, a couple Gen Z things we may touch on. We'll see where time is taking us. But first thing I got, and I was working on some equipment, and they always have the little stickers, warning stickers, different things.
Labels.
Will cut your arm off, shock warning, slippery when wet, all this stuff. And one of the stickers I'd never seen before, it has a picture of the outline of two people. And I'm assuming it's their hair. It looks like it could be a helmet. I don't know. I think it's a hair, like a Lego hair looking thing. But there's one, and then there's one that looks like directly behind it. I mean, almost like touching him from behind.
It's
okay?
like two people. Yeah, just like a pair of people, right?
I was baffled. I'm like, what? This was on a big paper cutter. You know, you shove paper in, you push down the two paddles, and the guillotine comes down and cuts down huge stacks of paper. I'm like, what is no spooning while operating the cutter? I mean, I'm all for that.
I think it means no standing and looking creepily over someone's shoulder.
It could be. Mike, do you have a guess of what this would do?
No,
what it would be for?
The presence of the second person makes me think it's only one person to operate the machine.
Ding, 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 ding. Mike has got it. One person operation. So, you know, if you're standing there, Mike, they don't want me coming up behind you and say, just slide that paper in, Mike. Push it in, and I'm going to hit those paddles.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, just one. I like the no spooning. In fact, I want a T-shirt with that on the back. Like, listen, no one sidles up right behind me. This is not happening. I don't need that.
Yeah.
No one wants to be spooned while operating dangerous equipment, but...
Or it could be no audiences.
But maybe it is. Maybe it's no audience.
People can't stand and watch while you're working on it.
That can go on your vest. They'll just put it next to your badge.
I love that.
We'll have a preference section.
Yes.
And that's one of your preferences.
One person operation only.
It's a weird...
Oh, good.
It's just a weird way to do it, though.
It is a weird way. I've never seen that before, so it kind of threw me.
No twins, no duos.
No, none of that. All right. Well, here in Illinois, we have a lot of deer. In fact, one of the jokes was, you know, watch out for deer is the Illinois version of saying I love you. That's how all loved ones think. My mom does that whenever we leave. Watch out for deer. It's basically I love you. See ya. Be careful for
I've
deer.
had a lot of people tell me that over the years.
They
Watch
love
out
you?
for the deer.
Oh.
No one ever tells me that.
You tell Lori that every night before you go to bed. Watch out for
the
deer, and then you roll over.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. Well, anyway, so in Illinois, we have a lot of deer, and I have been guilty of what this article talks about.
Oh, definitely.
A lot of times.
I saw your article. So.
Yes. No, that's great. I showed it to you. I want you to see my article.
I didn't know if it would, but then after you said we were going to do crazy laws, I didn't know if this was going to be
No.
one of
Well,
them.
this is a crazy law, but this one isn't going to be.
Yes, this
anything.
one's for public airing.
It's for public viewing.
More
so-
than one person can view this.
Yes, this is not a one.
I don't need
supernova.
that sign.
No. Our podcast probably has that sign. It's one person. That's all there is. One fan. That's all we've got. Just the one.
And it's just a logo of him crying.
Yes. We could rotate it, but just one a week. So, but anyway, so here in Illinois, if I see deer, like if I go by and say, "Oh, there was a deer there," and if another car like is coming, I will flash my headlights, either high beam or I'll turn them off and
Yeah.
on real quick.
Give him a quick flick.
Yep.
Just
But here in Illinois, that is illegal, and you can get a ticket for that. You are not allowed to flash your headlight. Now, part of it is because they say that's warning people of a speed trap ahead. Mm-hmm. And
I've done that too.
I have too. You know what? I got pulled over one time for flashing my lights,
did
and
you
it was
really?
a cop.
That you flash the lights to?
I was about 19 or
Oops.
20. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He didn't give me a ticket, but he gave me a bunch of crap. I'm like, what? Well, I don't know. He's like, did you do that? I said, I didn't even see that. Oh, I think you did. I said, prove it. I was coming from work.
My hands.
I saw a deer.
That's right. But it doesn't matter. You can still get a ticket, even if it's a deer or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. You can get a ticket, which I think is stupid.
I would just say now, as in both of our cars actually have the automatic high beams. I would just say, the automatic high beams kicked off. I don't know what happened.
That's true. See, I can disable them because I had that in my truck.
Yeah.
And I disabled. I hated it.
I'm driving around town and it's like high beams are on. It's like, no,
I
turn
turned
this
it
off.
In
my car,
town, it's like they'll go click, 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 click.
I
yeah,
couldn't,
it's like, what am I doing here?
I couldn't stand it. I had to disable
They don't bother
it.
me.
I had to disable it. So
I like
I
the
don't know.
blind people.
part of the Three Stooges. Ah! All right. Anything else on that before I get to some of the other laws that we have? So Illinois has that stupid law. Illinois has a bunch of them. And
Well, yeah, according to your article, it said that
it wasn't my article.
no. Well, I know you didn't
Okay.
write it. Honey. You used AI. No.
Don't accuse me of that.
But it said no flashing of lights.
Yes.
Period. Not just deer.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So that you can't do it at all.
Well, then why even have brights?
I don't. I flash all the time.
Oh,
Try to
you
stop
do.
me.
I'm a flasher.
Oh, I am too.
Probably don't want to admit that too much.
No, probably not. So again, that got me thinking. Well, I thought let's revisit that. Let's see if there's some other laws that we haven't found or haven't talked about. So I found a list, and it's no way exhaustive. And some of these are old laws. In fact, probably most of them are. I don't know if they're all still on the books. It didn't give me that.
Well, my favorite thing about this segment is that this had to be a problem at one point in time.
Yes.
For these to be laws.
Or what caused it.
Yeah.
So the first state we're going to go to is Greg's home state, his birth state. Alabama. Now, there's a bunch of good ones in Alabama, but I'm only going to go for one.
Of course there are.
There is a law in Alabama regarding a fire hydrant. Care to take a quick guess what you cannot do to this fire hydrant?
So,
Can't pee on it.
aside from parking.
I'm going to say pee on it. You can't pee on
You're
the
going to say pee
fire
on
hydrant.
it?
No, you're an
Flash your brights at it.
Is that your final answer?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. What can you not do at or around or to a fire hydrant? Stand on it.
You cannot chain your alligator to a fire hydrant.
Oh.
Why do you have
What
an
about a
alligator?
crocodile?
It doesn't. It just says alligator, and it says yours. So what if it's not yours?
Yeah.
What if you just see an alligator walking around with a chain? You're like, crap. You click it on it. Sorry, you're getting a ticket. It's not my alligator.
Prove it.
Was this a problem? Again, like you said, Mike, what caused this? I wish there was a backstory. What happened was like, all right, we need a law to stop this.
You know,
'Cause
I
it
need
had
to
to
hook
happen
my
more than-
alligator up somewhere.
It had to happen more than once.
Yeah, because they're not going to pass it just willy-nilly on one thing.
No.
All right, well, we're going to go to way up north. Way
Alaska?
up north. We're going to Alaska. And in Alaska, it's illegal to do this while moose hunting. And I'll be honest with you, there's multiple laws here. Several of them have to do with moose. Not just hunting, but just moose in general. But it's illegal to do this while moose hunting.
Illegal to do this while moose hunting. Flash your brights at it.
I would say
No. I'm going to use that for every answer.
So you're a one-trick pony now. That's it. That's all I got.
I'm going to say you can't eat breakfast while you're moose hunting.
Can't eat breakfast while you're
I'm
moose
just-
hunting.
It's got to be strange. You know it has to be strange.
I was going to say what you were going to say with fire hydrant. Can't go pee while you're moose hunting.
In Alaska, it is illegal to whisper in someone's ear while they're moose hunting.
They need that sign.
They do. You shouldn't be close enough to be up in my ear.
Yeah. If you were spooning while elk hunting or moose hunting or whatever you're doing.
Rocky, nothing up my sleeve. There's a big one. It's like, I don't see a moose. I'm not talking about the moose.
Maybe it's the moose talking.
Maybe it is. In Arkansas,
I hope this isn't about moose.
no, it's illegal to keep this in your bathtub.
A crawdad.
Crawdad.
Let's say a pig.
Alligators may not be kept in bathtubs. There's a lot of problems with alligators. That's not even, those two states are not even the only states that have laws with alligators. And I didn't think Arkansas, I guess in southern Arkansas, you're close to Louisiana, so you could get, or maybe it's just people that go down to Florida, buy an alligator, and bring it back and keep it as a pet in their bathtub.
So in Arkansas, you could take it out and hook it to the fire hydrant.
Yeah, that doesn't say anything about that.
And then Alabama, you could put it in your tub. They need to switch.
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, when you said bathtub, I honestly, the thought of an alligator crossed my mind.
You should have went with your gut.
I should have said it. Yeah.
All right, out in California in Baldwin Park, you're not allowed to do this in a swimming pool.
So you can't do your makeup in the swimming pool.
I'm always too practical. You can't cannonball into the pool.
Neither one of those are right, but I'm going to say that they didn't either. I don't think it's possible to do this in a swimming pool, but no one is allowed to ride a bicycle in a swimming pool. Can you ride a bicycle in a swimming pool? I guess you could ride it into a swimming pool, but it says you're not allowed to ride it in a swimming pool.
Maybe it's one of those with the big tractor-looking tires that go on top of the water.
Maybe.
So maybe the kiddie pool.
Yeah, now you run over somebody.
I don't know. Maybe.
And if you
I
had said
feel like it would be
alligator in
difficult.
your pool, I would,
In Colorado, in the town of Sterling, if your cat is going to run loose outside, you have to do something to it before you can just turn it loose.
You have to tie a bell to it.
Good thought.
you have to have its ear clipped.
Mike's close, although I think that I don't even know how this is possible either. And I wouldn't want to be the one to do this. So it says, in Sterling, Colorado, cats may not run loose without having been fit with a tail light. Where do you plug it in at? Hang on, kitty. Wow! And good luck, man. That cat is going to just stir you up. It is not going to be fun.
Tail light. Does that come on when it's dark out, or
Maybe it's like
when
a
the headlights
sensor.
turn on, or
Yeah, and you can't flash
work?
it.
No.
You'll be in trouble.
Can't be doing that.
No.
In Connecticut, they have a very specific test that must be done before a food item can be officially stamped as a pickle.
Wait, are we guessing the test, or
What do they have to do before it can't be called a pickle if it fails this test? And this is in Connecticut.
It has
The
to
old
pass.
classic. That's a pickle. I didn't even know that this was possible either for a pickle. So,
it has to be attempted to be set on fire?
well,
That's not bad. That's not bad.
that makes as much sense as this test. I will say this. You're wrong, but that makes as much sense as what.
It can't float.
A pickle is not officially a pickle in Connecticut unless it bounces. Now, I don't know what that means on its own, if they drop it. See, a lot of questions. How high does it have to bounce? Because I feel like anything you drop, it's going to get a little bit of a bounce. It's not just dead like, and that's it. But we need to know how high. We need something. It's got to bounce 6 inches. A pickle isn't a pickle if it isn't bouncing.
Or yodeling?
You want a bouncy pickle. Or a yodeling pickle.
I don't know.
Good question.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It probably depends how it lands too. I mean,
Well, again, yeah, there's a lot of variables. And is it all pickles? Some of them, like the baby gherkin.
Yeah.
It's not going to bounce.
They're not
very
real
high.
bouncy.
They're not.
and
You got
obviously,
the mighty dill pickle.
but a sandwich.
That's a bouncy pickle.
A sandwich dill's not going to bounce. They're flat. It's going to go. Pfft.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel any of the chip type pickles too,
Yeah.
like the bread and butter chip.
But I assume those are cut from the larger pickle. So it's
So do
before
they have
it's
to
cut.
do they have to bounce the big pickle before you start cutting it up into
Small
wedges
ones.
and spears
Probably.
and chips?
Yeah. I
So at
picture
the
they've got a
factory-
board with a line on it, and it's got to bounce higher than that.
So at the factory, they just have like somebody from the stick, like Mike comes in. He's the official pickle bouncer. And he just randomly grabs them off the conveyor belt and just boom.
There's probably a college degree for that.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living? I bounce pickles.
Put that on your
Okay.
resume. Yeah.
Well, there's probably an official height to drop it from.
I think there's probably a whole machine. You got to set it up, do it. It's test,
Yeah.
like metrology. They got micrometers and different things. Test.
Maybe through a wind tunnel. Have it, does
yeah.
it work when you drop it through a wind tunnel? Does it, bounce?
And I wonder if the
aerodynamics
pickle
of a
companies,
pickle.
if they get a heads up that Mike the pickle inspector's coming, so they're like, all right, we got to get our best pickles out today.
Yeah.
I can't have any of these floppy pickles coming in. These
Yeah.
dead
The
looking
mushy ones that don't bounce.
Oh no, you don't want a pickle that doesn't bounce. It wouldn't be a pickle. I don't know what it is. Just a vinegar cucumber, I guess.
I guess.
All right. Well, let's head out to Ohio, where some of our friends from
The greener grass, I believe they're out there.
Yeah, several of the Off the Tongue podcast,
Or in Ohio.
Off the Tongue podcast network people are in Ohio. So
Yes.
in Ohio, in Cleveland, you have to have a hunting license to try to catch this animal.
The way tonight's going, I'm bound to guess alligator here in a second.
You might
In
be
Ohio?
right. You could be right.
A jackalope.
Oh, that's fun. I'm going to say a squirrel.
It's illegal to catch a mouse without a hunting license.
My gosh.
I don't know how hard that's enforced. And that's just the city wanting to get money. It's like, oh, you caught that mouse? Did you have a license for that? Like, no. I picture a guy driving down the street with this little mouse stretched out on the hood of his truck.
Or on the wall, a little
mouse head.
See, if that was the case, I think I would just gather the mice and go drop them off at City Hall. Here's all your mice.
Yeah, they didn't get a license to ruin my house or whatever.
To eat through the wall or whatever they're doing.
All right. Out in the state of Oregon, it's illegal to do this underwater. You may not do this underwater.
Sing.
How about you can't get dressed underwater?
It's illegal to whistle, which I feel like you can't whistle underwater.
You were close on that one.
I don't know. I don't know how you do it. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I got to breathe in.
Now, this one, I'll see if you guys think this one makes sense. In Tennessee, in Memphis, it's illegal for women to drive a car unless this happens. So this has to happen in Memphis, Tennessee, if a woman is going to drive a car.
Something freezes over.
Maybe. That's very possible.
Something has to happen for women to drive a car.
The rooster has to crow 3 times at dawn.
I say, this is probably something old. So they have to make breakfast before they can drive a car.
See, this may be the more that's a good guess. This may be the more practical law.
Well,
in Memphis, Tennessee, it's illegal for a woman to drive a car unless there is a man either running or walking in front of it, waving a red flag to warn approaching motorists and pedestrians.
Who's warning the man? Do you want to run in front of the car?
No. I do not.
And this law is still on the books? Do we know that for sure?
I don't know if this one's still on the books.
Okay, because
some of these some are older. And if they are, they're obsolete laws that just haven't been taken off the books
they
that
just
people will find.
Yeah.
So, here is one more. This will be the last one. This is in Tennessee too. This is illegal after 11 p.m. This activity. I feel I'll give you this won't really be a hint, but I don't know how you're going to stop this from happening. But
after 11,
after 11 p.m.
It's illegal after 11.
It's got to be love making.
Is illegal after 11?
Well, that's what my wife says, but I don't. I think what?
Well,
you're going to get arrested.
From Doug's hint.
What?
I don't know. I don't know how you would stop that.
After 11,
it's very odd.
Eat an egg.
It's illegal for frogs to croak after 11.
Well,
how are you going? And who gets the ticket for that? Is it the
frog,
or he's in your yard? Yes, Mr. Daniel. Here's your $50 ticket. The frogs. It's not my frog. It's in your land.
We warned you last night about the frogs.
I don't know if it's like the WB frog. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. That I would get.
Yeah,
because that could be annoying.
I would kind of like it, actually.
I would, too. For a while, until you tell everybody, and then they come to see it. Doug, look at my frog. Oh, man. So that was the last. I got a bunch of them, but we're going to stop there. So we'll revisit this again at some point in the future.
Yep.
If you guys like
it. Some good laws.
If you didn't like it, we'll probably revisit it. All right. Well, speaking of laws here, we have a man who was out doing a little bit of walking.
That was what?
Doing a little bit of walking.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know where this was at. I'm trying to see Stearns County, but I don't know. Anyway, a deputy in Stearns County responded to the report of a suspicious person on a township road. The caller described them as an elderly man carrying a shotgun and said when they drove by, the person tried to hide it. So they drove by, they see an older guy, he's got a shotgun, he tries to hide it. I don't know if he has like a coat or, he throws it down. I don't know what he's doing. So the deputies, they took off and they found a man fitting the witnessed this description alongside the road, and they questioned him. They said he told the deputy he was just out for a walk, listening to music using his walking stick. And when the deputy confronted about this, why did he try to hide a shotgun in, he finally came clean. The gentleman said he was using his stick to play air guitar, and when somebody drove by, he was embarrassed and tried to put his stick away. I love this old guy.
Yeah.
I love him.
Playing some
This
jamming
is probably
while he's
how
out.
I'm going to get. This is probably how I'm going to die, though. The cops are going to come and shoot me because I'm out walking around when I'm old, not too much farther into the future, and I'm jamming out with my air guitar to Boston or Sticks. More than a feeling.
You think I'll get it for air keyboards?
They'll be tracked. They'll just be you standing there. I'm playing air keyboards.
It's tracked.
It's nothing. But you can do drums.
Air drums are hard to play while you're walking.
They are. You guys ever been guilty? You ever been caught playing air guitar or anything like that? Air drums?
No.
No?
I don't play air guitar or drums.
Maybe you can take lessons.
Yeah. I'm not even good enough for those.
Air lessons. Yeah.
Your
From an
wife
air
teaches
teacher.
music. Maybe she can teach you air guitar.
Well, she's got all of the musical talent in the relationship.
She has maybe she should start an air guitar class. Okay, everybody, come bring your guitars. First, we're just going to start with finger exercises.
Quit playing while I'm talking.
That's right. Mike, that is much too difficult piece. You're not ready for that one yet.
No.
You want a capo for your air guitar?
Were you going to say something? I'm sorry when I
Well,
asked
I
you
just
that.
can't Why did we have to assume the old guy's got a gun? Who jumped to that conclusion?
This was in Minnesota. I just saw at the very top. It says Minnesota. So, yeah, I don't know. In this day and age, people are
Just let the
nuts.
guy, just let him be.
Let
He's
him
just
jam.
out,
Let him
he's just out
jam.
having a good time. He's
Yeah.
going for a walk. He's listening. You know, it's listening to something rocky. It's got to be.
Oh, yeah.
What song? What song do you think he's playing? Because he's playing air guitar. That means there's got to be a hot lick in that
I got to
guitar.
go with Boston every time.
Boston is good. See, we need to know his age.
Well, yeah, it doesn't tell us that, though.
Because Boston, there's some Styx music out there.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
There's a lot of good guitar.
Journey. You could do Van Halen. You think, oh, Van Halen.
Doing
It's an older
Eruption
guy.
while-
But, I mean, Van Halen was out over 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, we're closing in probably
Maybe,
more
Elvis. Maybe.
Yeah.
But he's kind of probably more like strumming it.
yeah,
There's a few rocking.
there are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say Boston. That would be my guess.
Or maybe Chuck Berry. Maybe he's doing the one leg thing down the street.
It could be. It could be Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry really rocked.
Yeah.
See, again, I feel like this is how it's going to go. This is how it's going to go out. I'm going to go out.
Yeah.
I have been guilty of playing air guitar and air drums. I'm really bad when I'm driving. Or I sang a lot in the car by myself. I put on whole concerts. Like I have like choreography. I do the whole. I got it all. I hate to admit that, but if people drive by, they've looked in and they're probably like, "What is up with?" I mean, I am belted. I am going for it.
Doug's got the
You
light
go big
show
or go
on in
home.
the car.
I do.
The
Smoke. I can't even see.
Somebody's in the back seat running the light show.
yeah.
Sometimes I take Greg and he tracks the keyboards for me.
Oh, yeah. I got to track those. I'm usually, drums or keyboard. That's usually
Drum.
what
And there's great, of course,
You remember that time we were in Chicago?
yeah,
We were in Chicago in heavy traffic
for work.
and this guy goes beside us in like a Mercedes, I think it was,
Yeah.
or BMW. It was a nice car, and that dude was just jamming drums all the way across the dash.
All the way
He's
across.
reaching over in the passenger side, coming back over to the
Hitting the
driver.
hi hat. He looked like he had some bongos set off to the side.
He
The
It was Neil Peart in the seat, man. He was
what do
driving.
they call those that they sound like a wind chime?
Yeah, wind chimes.
Okay, that's wind chimes. Cowbell. He's got it all.
Yeah.
He had a whole set.
He's got a 360 seat for his drum set.
He does. It's going upside down.
He was just going crazy, man.
Yeah, I have been guilty of that, and the guitar. I've done all that.
Yeah,
I'll even play the keyboard sometimes if it's a great like some of the bosses like.
yeah.
Oh man,
I mean, I've been out walking and had my earbuds in, and if it's a Boston song and they hit a power chord or something,
man,
I'll do an air guitar.
I have in my vehicle. Yeah,
This is out walking, just like this guy. I'm going to get arrested.
you are.
Put your stick away.
Put your stick away. Oh, sorry. So I don't know. Anyway, that was all I had on that. You guys have anything else you want to add to that, or
No, I do air sound engineering while I'm out walking.
Yeah. No, rock on, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, some sad news. I'm going to butcher. I apologize in advance.
Oh, you
for
said you were
probably
gonna cry.
butchering this.
Some sad news.
You
Sad.
might. Shigaki Negishi. I apologize if that's incorrect. He just passed away. 100 years old. Was the inventor of karaoke. Even though Greg poo-poos it and says he's worthless piece of garbage because nobody invented just singing into a...
Well, 100. Let's see. What year did he invent it?
Well, we're going to find out. He invented the first karaoke machine. When do you think?
1957.
I'm going to say 65.
Mike wins. 1967.
Ooh,
So
good guess.
he invented the first karaoke machine in 1967 after one of his employees made fun of his singing voice. He's like, I'll show you. You think I sound bad now? Wait
I'm
till
gonna
I
amplify
magnify it. It was originally called. You know what it was originally called?
Singing box.
No, you're on the right path though.
I don't know.
I never would have got the Sparko box.
Sparko box.
Sparko box. Negishi never patented his invention, but his daughter said that never bothered him. Quote, he felt a lot of pride seeing his idea evolve. And so he probably got nothing out of this. Poor guy. He didn't patent it. This went out. In his honor, someone did a survey and conducted research to determine the 30 best karaoke songs for people who can't sing.
In 67, what would the karaoke machine had looked like? Because now they got the screen with all the words. I mean, I doubt they had a screen showing. You got cue cards here. Here's the lyrics.
You know what? I had another. I didn't realize at the end of this they gave the 30 best karaoke songs. So we're gonna go over those. I like their list better than.
Oh, do you? I didn't read it.
Okay. So this is a list of, it says these are the 30 best karaoke songs for people who can't sing. So if you can't sing, I'm going to do the top 10, just the top 10 of these.
Well, to me, I'm going to go. Can I do a side tangent just real quick? Just for
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do a front tangent if you want.
All right. Well, let's do that then.
But
I'm
no
coming out.
back tangents behind him.
I'm going
through the
That's
got the
illegal.
sign.
Yeah.
Don't whisper it in my
No.
ear.
I'm going straight through the front door. With
I
this.
love that.
Okay, my problem with modern, I don't even call pop, but there's certain artists now who don't sing. They like talk, and like that's their music.
Yeah.
Like what's her name, Lana Del Rey,
I don't know
and Billie
what
Eilish.
Oh yeah.
It's like they just
Yeah, there's sort of some singing there, but
they just like they talk. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it's
I don't
heavily
know.
produced and
Yeah, sound effects with it, but it's just like every time I hear one of those, it's just like, is this singing or is it like just? It sounds like they're reading off words.
yeah.
From a lyric.
Well, maybe
sheet.
you could do that then as karaoke. I mean, just get a book out, read it.
Well, I don't know. It's probably an unpopular opinion again, but it's just like it doesn't sound like they're singing to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No. I kind of agree with you, but anyway. So what we'll do is they got the top 10 of 30 songs, so I'll just do the top 10 for people who can't sing. And then Billboard put out an exhaustive list, and we'll just do the top 5 with maybe an honorable mention of those. But these are the songs for people who can't sing.
Who can't sing.
Yep. Care to take a guess for what do you think number 1 would be? You got to guess.
For people that can't
I tell you what,
sing,
we're going to go. We'll go back and forth. Greg, you're the oldest, so we're going to give you guess a song. Boom. You're at a karaoke bar. What do you think's coming up for the novice, the person that gets up there?
Love Shack.
Number 4.
Ooh.
Love Shack is number 4. Mike, what do you
Goodness
got?
gracious. Well, I'm going the route of I'm still going popularity, and I don't think you have to be great to sing this song, but I'm going Don't Stop Believing.
Number 3.
Ooh.
Greg?
Let me think here. Moni Moni.
Mike?
All right, I've got some high hopes for this guess. I'm going Sweet Caroline.
Number 1. Oh, Mike is pulling away.
Good one.
Greg?
Oh my gosh. I don't karaoke. Friends in Low Places.
Not on this
No.
list. Not at 10 anyway. Like I said, I'm only doing the top 10.
Living on a Prayer.
Number 2.
Man,
Mike is destroying
he must
it.
be out karaoke.
He must. He secretly goes out.
I think you're overthinking it, Greg. Just think of popular
All right.
karaoke songs.
So 1, 2, 3, and 4 have all been taken.
Well, I think of ones when we had karaoke here. I like shout. You make me want to shout.
Nope.
Man.
That would be a good guess.
Mike?
Let me think here for a second.
I think you know all of these songs because
Yeah.
sometimes there'll be songs like I don't. You've heard of all of them.
How about
A few older songs.
Bohemian Rhapsody?
Number 8, which that surprised me. It's like
That one is
that's not an easy
That's not
song
an
to
easy
sing.
song. It said for people who can't sing.
That's what it says. Now, Greg, there are a couple that come from your generation, mine, and yours, from the 70s. There's a couple from the 70s.
Oh man, 70s.
Yeah.
Born in the USA.
No, that was 80s. But good
Well,
try.
I don't care.
I
But
don't know. It's just like, Mike, you got any other guesses here?
Oh, let's see. I'm kind of...
There's a few from the 2000s, 90s and 2000s.
Okay, all right.
90s, late 90s, early 2000s. Let's see.
Let's go. How about going boy band here? How about Backstreet's Back? Maybe.
No.
What's that song? That's not the name of the song.
That's
but-
not. There's no
Yeah.
Backstreet, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
that would have been. I'll give you this one because at number 5 they have "Wannabe," Spice Girls.
Oh, okay. All right.
Greg, there's 2 from the 70s.
Two from the
specifically from the
70s.
70s, and think disco. And okay,
staying alive.
no. First I was afraid, I was petrified.
Oh yeah, what's the name of that? I can't think of the name of it.
Gloria Gaynor.
Yeah.
I
Just say it.
will survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't coming to me.
That's all right. Let's see. We had Bohemian Rhapsody. We have a Bryan Adams song.
Cuts like a knife.
It's seasonal. Think of a season.
Seasonal.
Yeah. It's got a season in the title.
Summer
Yep.
of '69.
There we go.
Yeah.
And this song is about royalty. They got the groove on by ABBA.
Oh,
You know what, Mike?
well, I know the song, but
You do
I don't
know
know.
the
Yeah.
I don't know. If I
yeah.
can. What's the name?
Yes, you got-
Yeah.
I can't.
What is
think
the
of
queen doing?
dancing?
Dancing Queen.
Dancing Queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The last one on this list was Bruno Mars, "Just the Way You Are," which I thought, I guess maybe.
See, Bruno Mars. I would think. What's
That
the
one
other one
came
that
out
hit?
of-
I would think it would be. What's his other one that's so big that Bruno Mars does?
Oh, the newer one.
Well, it seems like the one I always hear when I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of
That
Uptown
one-
Funk.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
That,
that-
one kind of came out of left field, though. The Bruno Mars one.
Yeah, that was weird. And this is Billboard's, and again they had like the top 108. I'm only going to do 5 with a couple honorable mentions. So this was a top 5. You want to try to guess a couple of these?
Sure.
Go ahead. There's a little bit of overlap. You want me to tell you what the overlap is because we've already guessed those?
Sure.
4 is Bohemian Rhapsody. 3 is I Will Survive. So we still need 1, 2, 4, 5, and then I've got 2 honorable mentions that are in the top 10.
Michael Jackson, Beat It.
Ooh, that's a good one though. That it wasn't in there. There is a country song.
Margaritaville.
No. There's also
There's a country song.
there's also a song kind of in the genre Mike was trying to go with earlier, and I said there wasn't on the hard list. So
Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy.
no, man, I'd love to hear you sing that one.
I'm not singing it, but
Man, I don't know.
Spoon a Cowboy, maybe.
Well, that's a different thing altogether. There's a boy band.
Oh,
Care to?
Can you give me the name of the band? And maybe we can come up with a song. Because I'm not super versed on boy bands.
Tell me why.
Oh,
Is this insane?
Tell me why.
No, is this Backstreet Boys?
I think that's Backstreet
Is it
Boys.
Backstreet Boys?
I think it's Backstreet
It is
Boys.
Backstreet.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's kind of like
tell
Burger
me
King.
Why? Ain't nothing but a heartache or
Because why?
oh, I want it that way.
Hey!
There we go.
All right, Greg, I'm going to
We'll
give you
piece that one together.
one more. I'm going to give you another chance. There's a country song on this list.
A country song.
Yes. There wasn't a country song on the other list, but there is a country
Has
song
it been said tonight?
on this list.
I have friends in low places.
Hey, Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places. All right, so Backstreet Boys was number 2. Number 1, this surprised me.
Any hints on number 1?
It's another country-ish song. It's super famous country singer from the 90s.
From the 90s.
It's female, but she was kind of crossover a little bit.
It's got to be a Shania Twain song. Feel Like a Woman?
That's it. Greg takes the number 1 spot. Yeah, Friends in Low Places with number 8. And I just have to say this one for number 9 because it's one of Greg's favorite songs.
Oh, don't say it. I could even say it. Go ahead.
ahead.
Total Eclipse of the
Yes,
Heart.
Totally Greg loves that song. Turn around. Every now and then I feel a little more. Yeah, Greg loves that song. So that's it. Hey,
So I imagine MacArthur Park is on there too then.
probably somewhere. I don't know. Like I said, there was 108. I'm not going to go through all those. But yeah, rest in peace, Mr. I can't pronounce
Sparkbox Man.
it. Sparkbox. All right.
What a fitting tribute
Yes.
from the It's Funny podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, we could have sang for him.
We could have. Yeah. We could have done that. All right. So we'll get in a little bit of this, a couple little Gen Z stories. This is from, I think, the end of last year, or kind of the beginning of this year. Oh, I guess February. I'm all over the place. This woman said that after traveling the world, she's returned home only to find she cannot afford one. So this woman, 34 years old, left her plum gig as a CNBC video producer in 2022 during the Great Resignation. That was when a bunch of young workers were, quitting their jobs to follow their dreams and, to live life because why should you wait until you're older to retire? Enjoy life now. Well, she spent 18 months traveling Asia and South America before coming back. 18 months. That's not a vacation. I mean, that's.
How did she have that much money to start with?
I don't know.
Well, I have that question, honestly, because go ahead. No,
Well, I'd say she said how much she spent. Did you read how much she spent? You guys, because I'll ask you. But Mike, did you see how much she spent? Okay. Mm-hmm. She spent $34,000 on her sabbatical. It said a significant portion of my life savings. I guess if you're single and you're 34 and you've been working, you could put back again. No, I mean, that's a lot of money just to go on a vacation.
Yeah, she was how old?
34. It says now at 34, I have very little saved for retirement. I'm far from a down payment on my house in my hometown of Los Angeles, and I'm not ready to have kids. She described her CNBC job as a dream job, but decided she didn't want to wait to see the wider world. That's the problem with a lot of Gen Z. And I know I'm the old man yelling at clouds and get off my lawn. They don't want to wait.
You landed a dream job.
Yeah. We can't even we can't afford to live like our parents. Your parents didn't live like that at 20, 25, 30, 40 even. I mean, it takes a long time to get to a point. They're trying to achieve what their parents have now at 25 or 30 years old.
Oh, I think my kids bypassed me a long time ago.
Well, yeah. I'm speaking generally, not as me. Living in my 1,200 square foot house with
I think when they were born, they had a head start.
$3,000 worth of plumbing problems I'm trying to get fixed right now with a Band-Aid and everything else.
So my question about this girl is,
Go ahead.
She's 34, right?
Yes.
And she spent $34,000 to go travel, approximately. Well, the next paragraph said she had spent her 20s being unemployed and working at internships that barely paid a dime. How did she have $34,000?
I didn't see.
If all through her 20s she was making no money?
That is a very good question.
How did she have $34,000 to do that?
She a trust fund?
Maybe. It's like I don't know. This stinks of wanting clicks.
That just kind of contradict itself a little bit.
It
there.
does.
Said that she started saving and investing in high school. So maybe, again,
What kind of
maybe she had.
investments was she making?
What, like McDonald's? And you,
Oh no! Yeah, they didn't go to school with us here in the middle of Illinois.
No.
It's like cattle futures. I wonder what December corn is doing. Like what? Most people listen like, what are you talking? Those are all kinds
you
of.
would just have to listen to the
Yeah.
farm report.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no! Sow bellies are down 2.5. I can't believe it. I'm not going to be able to go to Vietnam for vacation.
And the people that reported those farm reports always sounded like they were out in the field.
They did.
Yeah.
Today's futures are.
She
Somebody
said,
lied.
She said, however, it's not all doom and gloom. The ex-video producer saying she still has some savings in her bank account. I had enough savings left over after my sabbatical, but to ease my fears of running out of money, I also could have spent less on nice restaurants. Yeah, you spent $34,000.
Well, you know what? Here's a crazy idea. How about you get another job?
What?
Yeah, because it doesn't
Is that
say,
possible
it
or
doesn't
what?
say she's got another job, does it?
Well, she's talking about the ex-video producer, and I can't afford this. I can't afford that. Well, guess what? You don't have to just sit
I mean,
around.
she's educated. She's
Just go get another job.
Well, and here's another thing. Maybe, and this is crazy, maybe you can't live in Los Angeles because property is out there is ridiculous. From what I know, people live there. It's like maybe you gotta go to Arizona or Utah or something like that.
You
Go
rent
somewhere
a-
you can afford.
Illinois.
Well, no, I don't want to go to Illinois. Trust me. Listen, take my advice.
Steer clear.
I think the average rent for a shoebox in L.A. is like a few $1,000, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Oh, it's insane out there.
It is ridiculous. Well, we're going to go from her to another influencer, another Gen Zer.
I hate
Now,
that term.
Greg had made a New Year's resolution not to.
Yeah, it's going
read
well.
anything
You
about
guys keep
influence.
exposing me to them.
Sorry. I think you'll like this one, though. This woman here, Hannah Warling, says she's no longer under the influence of the limelight. In July of 2023, the virtual fashionista, which I don't know how you become. How do you get that job?
Fashionista.
Yeah. Who'd amassed a fan base of 1.8 million since pursuing full-time content creation in March of 2020, noticed that chasing social media virality had lost its one intoxicating hook, increasingly pumping out style how-to alongside promotional posts for the posh likes of Ralph Lauren and Jimmy Choo left the brunette unfulfilled. So she is going into de-influencing and says that she's wanting to go and get a 9-to-5 job. So that it's
In the fashion field.
Yes. So I thought that was kind of a refreshing thing to start. You start hearing some of these like, hey, I don't want to do content create. I don't want to be an influencer anymore. I just want to get a job. and
But she'll
work.
probably do a whole TikTok series on how she's not an influencer anymore.
She might.
Please follow me.
She might do that, yes. But I don't know. I just was thinking, I hope this is a trend where you start seeing more and more. I know for like my son, he's 29, and he went to school to do interactive media and got a degree in animation. He's not doing anything with that. And the last few times I've talked to him, he's like, I've gotten almost completely out. He's gotten rid of almost all of his social media. He says he doesn't do. He still plays games once in a while. But he's like, I needed to. He said, it's garbage. He's like, you feel terrible half the time. He said, I was scrolling on. He deleted TikTok. He got rid of all. He said, because it's addicting. You don't even realize that you're scrolling through it for as long as you are a lot of times. And he's just completely unplugged for the most part.
I'd be curious if more and more people start to do that. Kind of follow that trend.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see, how much more like their life would improve.
I think you'd be happier.
I don't know how you measure that, but I guarantee it's going to make some people a lot more happy. Decoupling from that stuff.
I would agree. Another woman who's a fitness and makeup influencer has quit to pursue a more traditional 9-to-5 job. Says, I'm definitely not at the point where I'm making super comfortable living. It's extremely financial stressful, especially in this economy. But she says in the long term, she thinks she's going to be more happy. So,
well, and two, one of the things is like when you are that, what do I call it, influencer, content creators, or whatever title you have for yourself.
Yeah.
You're just constantly from dawn to dusk in front of a phone, in front of a camera on your computer, in front of who knows? It's like you're always, everything you do is filmed. Come make breakfast with me. You know, I griped about the get ready with me videos before because they're pointless. It's like you literally film yourself doing anything at all, throwing slushies at your truck or putting makeup on in the morning for clicks or likes. You know, it's just like your life is literally just captured and put online for everyone else to see.
And the
non-stop.
last, it's the
non-stop.
last woman, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
The last lady that was talking here, a woman was talking here, was saying that I think that was one of her gripes is that she's doing this influencing and she had like 1 million or some followers, but she's doing, it's all by herself. She's just going out, filming herself, doing all, says, I love work. So now she has a job in an office, says, I love working in a team setting that provides me with daily structure, face-to-face community. Says she still enjoys creating some social media in her leisure time from time to time. But now I'm working in an environment that isn't solely centered around me. It's about helping others, and that makes me feel good. So it's kind of like getting back out and being part of a community, part of.
Yeah, and if it's a hobby, then fine. That's whatever. That's fine. Right. But yeah.
But your hobby shouldn't be, just going just sitting into your basement and talking into a microphone. I mean, know. What's wrong with these people?
You think the next thing those people would be doing would be filming themselves.
Maybe. I don't know. Did you guys have anything else before we move on?
I hope that continues.
I do too.
Yeah. I agree with Doug. I mean, I have to think that eventually more and more people will catch on. And because there is just so much content, for lack of it, there's just so much stuff out there. It's just oversaturating in such a crazy way.
Yeah.
I mean, I know in that Get Ready With Me trend I talked about a little bit ago, it's like millions and millions and millions of video results pop up if you search that. It's like, and they're all the same. It's like, you're not making anything new or exciting. I don't know. I don't know if it's contributing much. But I think when people find jobs like that, like what Doug was highlighting from that story, they'll find some community in either the workforce or in other things, or I don't know. I think it's a good thing. I have hope.
I do too. All right, so let's talk about the Tooth Fairy. Actually, we're going to talk about kind of, again, Gen Z parents and stuff and what's going on.
Is it an influencer Tooth Fairy?
It might be.
Oh, I'm sure that's out there.
It says, brace yourself, parent. Some kids now, according to this report, are receiving $100 bills.
What?
Jewelry, purses, and bags, all from the Tooth Fairy.
What?
I'd be knocking my own teeth out.
I would do that now. Like, to pull them, take them.
Jewelry and bags.
Yeah. So a UK mom, Chidera Nig, 32, told the Wall Street Journal this was her first baby tooth that she lost, and the process was uncomfortable for her. So we decided to give her extra Tooth Fairy experience. Says they gave her 60 British pounds, which is around $75.
Jeez.
A letter, a silver fairy necklace, and a Louis Vuitton bracelet. Because she lost a tooth. What are you setting? Where do you go from here? That's it. When you set the floor, where do you go from here for anything? I was like, you have got to be kidding. It says, as a Post previously reported, this is from the New York Post, even the Tooth Fairy is not immune from jaw-dropping inflation. $20 for a first tooth has become popular across the country. Some parents are going well beyond that to try to earn the crown for the most magical underpillow offering. See, my parents did not care about getting a crown or anything else. We got a quarter.
We got a quarter as well.
And I don't know if it was for every tooth. It might have been for every tooth.
My kids might have gotten up to $1. I don't know. I think maybe they got up to $1.
That's what I topped out at.
Yeah.
It was $1.
I'd have to go revisit the Tooth Fairy and ask them. But
what is a 5-year-old or 6-year-old? I don't know what age you start losing teeth. What are they going to do with $75 and a Louis Vuitton handbag?
Well, a former dentist.
Save it for their.
What am I missing?
Save it for their sabbatical when they're 34.
Yeah, runs a website, askthedentist.com, and he put out there some of the. So he's retired, so it's probably people asking questions about. But he did a little article here about what some former patients have given their kids for first tooth: cash, video game. He said sometimes
Car titles.
an iPhone. An iPhone. iPhones are what?
Nuts.
$600 to $1,200, depending on what one you get.
I don't know.
Well, you
mine
don't want the small screen. My mom doesn't love me. She gives me a small screen iPhone.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? A poll from insurer Delta Dental found that a single lost tooth in 2023 was worth $6.23, up from $5.36 in 2022, and a record high in the 25-year history of the poll. Said Delta Dental said at that rate, $30 for a single tooth would be in the norm in 2048. Yeah, so we did not.
Unless we're under the current inflation, then it'll be a lot more than that.
Yeah, so it says parents are routinely given $10 a tooth. Yeah, there's none of that.
Nope, $1.
No. And nothing fancy. The tooth is gone. There's a quarter. That's what I got. I was happy to get. Of course, again, back then when my teeth came out as a kid, you could go to like Ben Franklin or the Five and Dime, and they had candy, penny candy, nickel candy.
We can hop on the pony and ride it into town. And
once a month, Dad would take us on the buckboard, and we'd go in and get us a piece of rock candy and an
maybe
orange,
a sarsaparilla.
I thought it was just fun to wake up and immediately after you lost a tooth, just I got to check the pillow. To me, I love that.
Yeah,
like that's
the silver dollar was a cool thing too.
Yeah, I was like, I was excited just to check the pillow. I mean,
yeah, see if something happened.
And again, I knew it was going to be there, but
yeah,
still, that was fun for me.
Yeah. One California mom gave her daughter a $100 bill decorated in glitter and tiny removable rhinestones. Like, oh my gosh, this is insane. So, a psychologist in private therapy in New York warns the risk of giving kids large sums of money for doing nothing, which is kind of what we've already been saying.
Yeah.
What is their expectations? What are they going to, they just expect stuff then.
So if we got a quarter or $1 in our day, what do you think would be a valid amount now? What do you think would be I don't know. I'm not saying a fair amount because it's all arbitrary, but
I would say $2. Like literally, that's doubling it.
Yeah,
like literally doubling it.
I was thinking $2, but I'm cheap, so I was thinking $2 too, probably on the upper end.
Yeah, and I think my grandkids, I think they've only gotten dollars.
I would say I would cap out at $5, like no more than $5. But I would still say $1.
I put McDonald's bucks under my kids.
Can we get them one of those coupons? One of those handwritten coupons?
Yeah.
I put a letter under my son's pillow that said a donation has been made in your name to the Human Fund. Money for people.
Your tooth has gone to your later college expenses.
Yes. To a starving child in Africa who doesn't have teeth to eat with. That was always when we were kids. There's kids in Africa that are starving to death. Each just like, okay, whatever. Yeah. So that was the last thing I have. I don't know. Did you have any?
No, I don't think so.
I think what you were saying earlier, Doug. Okay, you start with the Louis Vuitton handbags and the $75. That's for the Tooth Fairy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like what does Christmas
Santa?
look? Yeah. What does Christmas look like? That's
I would say the Tooth Fairy is like the lowest.
The lowest
on the
on the totem pole.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's way down there.
It doesn't get easier than the Tooth Fairy.
No.
Santa's got to be pulling up in a new car or something at that point. It's like
Santa's going bankrupt. He's like, I can't compete with the Tooth Fairy. $100 for a tooth?
Sorry, honey. You shut down the North Pole this year.
At least my gifts are for an entire year of being good. This is nothing. His tooth fell out of his head.
Yeah. Which is going to happen naturally.
Yes, it just happens. It just falls out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, crazy.
Yeah.
Anything else before we wrap this up?
I don't think so.
I did see a video real quick. I did see a video. This was actually relatively recently. There was a girl. She was, I don't know, 6 or 7, somewhere in there. She had lost a tooth, and she had, I think it was a 20 that she got. And she was like mad at the 20 that she got. And it was a reel or whatever it is on Facebook and Instagram. I can't remember where it was, but she was mad at the 20. And she's like, she threw a fit and she threw it and she got up and left. She left her 20 there. And her little sister comes over. She's like, well, she shouldn't have been that greedy. The little sister pockets the 20 and just walks off.
I didn't have to lose a tooth.
Yeah.
If that's real, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've seen a few videos like that where they had one of this girl on her 16th birthday got a car, and it was
Oh, I saw that.
a Tesla or something like that. It was
Yeah,
the
it was a
wrong
Tesla.
color. I didn't want that guy. She just blew up. I'm like, I would have taken the car back, and you'd have gotten nothing. You got nothing. In fact, no birthday cake, no nothing. We're done. No party. You can walk.
Yeah.
Take the bus. Get your bus pass. And I'm not buying that either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have bought her a car to start with.
Well, I wouldn't have either, but this was just ridiculous. But that's crazy.
Yeah.
If money was no object, would you buy your kid a car at 16? If you were well off and it was I mean, you got the money
what
sitting
do you
there.
mean? Well, let me ask you this question. So are you saying if I did, I'll put a qualifier to it. If I did that, I would tell them they have to work. They got to put money in the bank and make car payments to meet that I would put in the bank. They also have to make their own insurance payments, pay the upkeep and gas. I mean, just like that, they'd have to have it. I wouldn't just give it to them with no strings attached. No.
Yeah.
I say that, but if money is no
Yeah, I mean,
object,
you're well off.
I don't think
you're.
I probably would buy them, but again, there would be strings. It'd be like, this isn't. You're not going to just, use this however you want, not take care of it, not work, and.
I think for
have a
me,
good
it would
time.
depend on how they're acting with the rest of their life.
That's good.
Are they doing well in school? Did they, go get some sort of a job? Did they, are they productive? If so, then maybe.
Yeah. You bum.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if they're being a bum, no car.
I say I got a car at 16 with, like Doug mentioned, with strings.
Stipulations?
Yeah. And but it wasn't unreasonable either. It's not like my parents held it over me or anything. It's like, hey, and part of it too was
not yet.
Well, yeah. Well, and part of it too was that it's like, okay, you go get your brother, you shuttle your brother around. It's like, okay, you go take him to school.
You go to the store.
Well, it's just like, yeah, so stuff like that, but also that I could have some of that freedom too.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's paying for upkeep, gas. So use a car when you can afford gas. So, I had a job and everything at the time and paying for all that stuff too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to ferry my brother around all the time too, even in my own car. I was just my parents like, you're living here for free and we're feeding you. So
Yeah.
if I ever got too mouthy or anything, which I didn't because my dad would kill me. So he would tell me that you can leave.
well, then
Get your shoebox because that's all you would need to put all the stuff you own in.
and after
Like, oh,
I got
okay.
my next car, then that car also became my brother's car. So I think it was for both. I mean, it's
Yeah.
for both of us. But
Yeah.
and he just got rid of that car too last year. So we had that car. Between the both of us, we had that car for 10 years.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It ended up being a 20-something-year-old car, a Honda Civic. So it did its job.
Yep.
Yeah, if money was no object, that tooth fairy would probably give my kid a car. Keys into the-
Yeah. Here you go.
It wouldn't be new. It would be a couple years.
Oh,
old.
yeah. We don't spoil them.
No. All right. Anything else? Mike?
No.
Greg?
No.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in and for listening. Mike, I'm glad we got you out of the 55-gallon drum.
Well, we hope.
We tried it.
We hope.
I hope you're not in the drum. Please don't be in the drum, Mike. So, hey, we do appreciate each one of you guys for tuning in. Make sure to check out the other podcasts on the Off the Tongue Podcast Network. It's a little something different for everybody. And if we're not your cup of tea, maybe one of those will be. We're everybody's cup of tea. Who doesn't?
That
Who
could be our new
doesn't?
podcast, The Cup of Tea.
We're not your cup of tea. But check out our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, X. I don't know, we're all over the place. We have some videos out there on YouTube and Rumble. Check those out. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Relax. Take in a deep breath. Smile. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Laugh a little bit. You know, it's okay. Things are crazy. That's all right. We'll get through this. You've got us to help you get through all of the craziness. We hope you tune in 7 days. And until then, see ya.
Later.
Peace.
I hope your blips are still there. Oh, his blips are gone. Well, that wraps up another episode. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe, and you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.